So nice to see everyone in the chat again, as usual. I'm very happy to see you, all of you. And yeah, today I wanted to discuss what the true benefits, the true benefits of actually making music and being creative in general on your iDevices or mobile. I mean, even if you're using Android or anything else portable to be creative, are there any real what are the real benefits of actually doing that? Let me just kill the sound on my iPad. The stream just started. As usual, I've got you in this little window so I can keep track of all of your comments. So yeah, just keep on commenting in the chat. Hello and welcome to Jakob Live. I thought I'd do this raw today. No stupid hat. No nothing. Just me and my. Is that not locked? Wait a minute. Let me see here. Come on, lock that. I locked. Oh yeah, that's right. I did close it down earlier. Oh come on now, don't do that. Yeah, does that work? That works, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, hello and welcome to Jakob Live. Um, yeah, let's just get rolling. Let's just get rolling. So what I want you to do in chat, apart from the regular thing you usually do, just hang out and have fun, is basically just think about some benefits that you might have reaped from going over to mobile. And here's the thing, you might not be someone who's worked off desktop before. You might have worked off mobile. Maybe you came into this just working off mobile, being creative. Whether it's photo editing, whether it's making videos or video editing, whether it's making audio books or music or anything like that. If you're designing stuff on your smart pads and smartphones, just think for a moment and try to pinpoint the true benefits of it, especially if you come from a desktop or laptop world like I do, because that's my heritage. That's my background. What I'm trying to say is that I used to work off computers, and I even had this huge, large tower that I built with water cooling and everything. I had big DSP cards in there. I even have two computers at some time, one for editing videos and one for music, and I even had one for gaming. So I've had a lot of stuff and a lot of hardware, a huge load of hardware. And some people will look at this and say you got a lot of hardware. Now, no, they don't understand. My studio used to look like this insane NASA or ESA cockpit. So yeah, I come from a background with loads of gear, and I have never been this creative as I've been now that I went over to iOS. And for 8 years, I think it is now, I I've been the most productive in the entirety of my short 41-year-old life. So I just want to say hello to some people here, like Electronic Sounds from Electronic Sounds Audio. Dean, my bro. Oh, I've been watching some of your modular streams, and yeah, you're fun to watch, man. You're really good. Just keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure that some of you are coming from Mobile Music Pro stream. He streams just an hour before me, I think. And so, yeah, I have thought about moving my stream, and I will. In a few weeks, I'll tell you when. It will be the same time, just another day. So, one of the true benefits that I've had from this, at least, is the creativity. And for me, it has been the immediacy, the how immediate this platform is, since I can do whatever I want right here on this phone, which it's how it started because I didn't have iPads or anything like that. I got an Android. So I started being creative on an Android, and I felt so limited, and this was years and years and years ago. I bought that Android, what, like 10 years ago or something. And yeah, it was limiting, but I had a lot of fun, and just gotta get that. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a nice style for me. And I made some tracks actually, and I did publish some tracks using my Android phone. And since I felt it was limited, I saved up some money, I sold that Android phone, and then I bought an iPhone 5. and after that an iPhone 6. But before I bought the iPhone 6, I purchased an iPad Mini 1, which is this thing that I'm using as a camera, and then I got an iPad Mini 2, which I'm using right now. I use this as a controller and an as a effect plugin as an insert into one of my mixers sometimes when I perform, and I also use it for responding to you guys and during my streams. And then later I got this through a job I did for Audiobus, which is awesome. And yeah, that's my story with my iDevices basically. And it's so immediate. I wake up in the morning, I get an idea, I bring this up, I bring up figure, and I put the idea down. And many of those ideas you can now hear on my channel in the forms of various demos and music tracks and live performances. Everything I've ever made that I thought was good on figure has turned into a track in the end. And the coolest thing, like the mellow album that I produced, everything's been produced right on here. Well, every song started out here on figure, and some of them on my iPhone 5 because some of the tracks are old. So I just want to see what you're writing here. Oh, by the way, have you seen this glitchy thing? Like the play thing from YouTube is going right out into the comics. They need to fix comics to the comments. They need to fix that. So let's see here what you're saying. Mm-mm. Electronic Sounds Audio says, I could not possibly edit video on a desktop. Luma Fusion on iPad for editing videos, literally magic. No mouse for editing. Samuel Lindemann says, desktop. Since my Air 2's battery sucks, lasts for 2 hours or so. Samuel, have you ever looked into changing out the battery on your iPad Air? Because I'm wondering how hard that is. I just know from looking up all the bits of data I could on changing as like a screen on this thing or battery on this thing. It's a big no-no. You don't want to do you don't want to even try to do that yourself. At some point, I'm gonna try it though with this thing because the battery is just it's not good anymore. Let's see here. To be creative is saving me from jumping from a very high building. I wouldn't be able to afford Mac apps, etc. Yeah, and that's also a thing, right? Cost. I mean, you pay way, way, way less for apps on iOS than you pay for applications and software on desktop still. But with that said, though, I remember a time when I had to pay $1,000 for a license of something like Adobe or Cubasis and stuff like that. I've paid those prices, and now you can get them for half price or even less. And even Adobe, you can subscribe to them and stuff like that. So stuff can have become a bit more affordable, but then there are tiers, when it comes to how much you can actually afford. I know that now that I'm a grown-up person living not on my own, but with my partner, we don't even have kids, but still there are costs in that. And so I get it for people who live in an area like I do, where a lot of people aren't really rich. I get why they want to go for production on a pad or maybe an iPhone because of the price. You love my hair, Davy Pooh, really? Davy Pooh, the music minstrel. He's got a YouTube channel if you didn't know. Um, by the way, Davey, I saw that video you did on all the what was it? You did a video on was it pedal distortion things? Yeah, I like that. I think everybody should go watch it. Go check out Davey Pooh's video. Less production says biggest benefit to me is simplicity for having everything in a small container tablet, but still have computers. Right. So there's also people mixing it up. Like someone mentioning, like Merkit's mentioning DaVinci for video editing. Yeah, here's the thing. I sat down and talked to someone quite recently about that because he asked me about video editing with Luma Fusion, and that person, he kind of needs stuff that you can get in After Effects. And there's many times I actually know After Effects. I've actually used After Effects. I'm not an expert, but I know it pretty damn well, and I miss After Effects so much because there's so many things I can't do. So a lot of the animations I do on iOS, they look, I wouldn't say unprofessional, but I would say they look like a beginner would make them. And that's not because of me not being able to make them. It's because I haven't found any tool that is good enough for making uh, the animations I want. And if I want to add stuff like explosions, lightnings, or whatever, fun stuff for editing, stuff I've done in the past, I just can't do that. There are multitudes of apps out there that you can do stuff with, and so you can buy apps and they have specific effects in there, but they're always made for like portrait modes, and they're always made for resolutions that go up on Instagram or something, and you have to pay multiple in-app purchases just to get more effects, and then in the end your video is going to end up looking like a million other videos because everyone else have already downloaded that app, purchased everything, posted so many things on their social networks with, smileys popping up over their face and stuff like that. So it doesn't feel fun. And the only way I can do something specific that looks like something I made myself is by using or utilizing software for that. And I haven't found any good animation software that can do everything I want yet. So I'm using some very rudimentary ways of getting my animations done. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, you're typing so much. Let's see here. If your battery is going bad, leave the device uncharged for like a week. It recovered both my iPads. Future music. Okay, that's interesting. I'm actually gonna try that with this one. Um, what was it I was thinking of? I had this one dude talking about a certain type of lithium batteries, and if those batteries ever go below 20%, then they won't charge because the circuit inside there will think that there's something wrong with the batteries. And so what he did, he kind of shocked the batteries, and I've seen videos on YouTube with people doing this, shocking the batteries with power to get the levels up above 20%, so that the circuit will say, oh, this battery is just running dry, so it will start charging it again. I've heard stuff like that. I just don't know exactly how Apple batteries work. Hello, Nick Sakrevsky. Welcome to the stream. And hello, Freistel. I don't know how to pronounce that, but welcome. I just use a battery bank. Yeah, battery banks. Oh, I have a battery bank. I've had it for so long. And by the way, if I want to give, I want to give you a tip if you are in Sweden right now. I'm sorry, everyone else. Maybe there are some equivalent ways of getting it, but here's the thing. I want to show you something. So check this out. So this is from my Stencil Morph video. All right. I want to show you this. So if you watch my Stencil Morph video, you've seen this shot, and this is done with this iPhone right here. And the only way I could get it to do the macro was by using one of these really cheap lens sets, and these cost me about, I don't know, $6, $7 or something like that in American dollars. In euro I think you would pay like 5. In Swedish kronas 100 spänn or not. I'm not sure. And so it's one of those typical ones. So you got the shitty fisheye lens, all right, and you got the wide angle lens, and then you've got a macro when you twist it off, and everything is mounted on one of these clips here, and you kind of clip it onto the phone. Now these are made in a way so you always have to do, what am I doing? I don't remember that. What am I doing? Stop. Okay, stop. Just stop, Jacob. Stop. So you have to get this off, and then you have to do this. All right? And I don't know if you can see that, but if I shone a light through there, then here's the thing. It doesn't really close out the light from the back. And so if you have any lights like I do, I have these like 5,500 Kelvin daylight lights. They give out about 160 watts together. They will get in here and bounce around in the lens, and so I get shittier picture. So they're already shitty because it's a cheap lens. There's no filter on them or anything, and they haven't been treated for glare or anything. They're just glass, and they cost almost nothing. And so I've used this for every shot you've ever seen me do, macro or wide angle with my iPhone. I've used this set, all right? And it's one of the most or inexpensive ways you could get good pictures. Now, what would be a good upgrade for that? Well, you could do like, I think Dean, if you're here, Dean from Electronic Sounds, if you're here, are you using moment lenses? I think you're using a moment lens for your shots, right? The wide angle lens or the fisheye or something. Moment lenses are really, really good, and they're kind of not expensive, but they're pricey. And if you want to get some moment lenses for an older phone like this one, you're gonna be you're not gonna be able to get the one with the shell anymore. Shell with the case, because they've sold out. Everything iPhone 6, 6S, and 6S Plus and 6 Plus is being sold out right now, and that's why I want to tip you off. If you're in Sweden and you want a good lens thing, a combined lens thing that doesn't cost you, that isn't of the poorest quality, then there is this. Okay, this is Holoclip. And on this thing, right now, it says the price is about, in money, it would be about $70 or 60 euros. That's not what I paid for it, okay? I'll show you the site, okay? So if you're in Sweden, that's what I paid for it. That's what I paid for this one. They're trying to sell out everything for iPhone. So if you have an iPhone 6, an iPhone 6S, or an iPhone Plus, or something like that, then you can get the Holoclip 4-in-1 for 100 kronor. That's nothing. That's nothing for this thing. And these are priced from you can find them online for everything from $50 up to $100. It's just insane. I had to buy it when I saw it. I didn't think it was real. I thought maybe it was a copy, but no, it's legit. It's legit. I'm so happy right now. It's I'm so happy. I'm so happy. The Holoclip. I've always wanted it, and I just forgot about it for a while, and now I finally have it. Let's see here. You're using the Super Fisheye. Electronic Sounds is using the Super Fisheye. Have you tried CPU-X to tell you the battery health of your battery? If you're asking me, Joshua Good, no. No, I have not. I have. Is there an app for that? What? Okay, because the thing is, like on iPhone, it will tell you the status of the battery inside the battery settings. It won't do that on the iPod Pro for some reason. I thought it would be updated, when we went to iOS 13 and 12. They never updated that, so there was no way of doing it. I didn't know there was an app, so I'm gonna check that out. Let's see here. Mobile Music Pro, hey, what up? Aren't you tired yet? I mean, you've already done a stream, aren't you tired? Or maybe you just want to chill out. Maybe it was Vortex just want to chill out for a bit because he's already done the stream. Vortex, what do you use for a camera? Why don't you type it there in the chat? What do you use for filming your stuff? We're talking about everything, and I actually have two cameras here, so I use a combination of three cameras. I'll use this one with a mobile gimbal that I got a little while ago to get those moving shots in my videos, and then I use this lens kit. But now I'm going to be able to use this kit that costed me nothing, almost nothing. I'm so happy, and it's just an iPhone 6. And then I have a Nikon camera, a bigger one. I got that years ago, and then I've been buying glass for it, or lenses, at thieving prices from a site called Tradera here in Sweden. It's like the Swedish eBay, like eBay used to be in the past, with a little bit less shops on it. Okay, I gotta admit, Tradera has kind of turned into eBay now, mostly shops and stuff, but there are still people selling used gear and things like that. So I buy my glass up there, and I pay very little. So I bought like a wide lens, and I bought a very good all-around lens with a big aperture, and I used the big aperture. Those are the two cameras I use nowadays to film, for instance, the shots I did for the Sensel, no, sorry, for the Drambo video that I recently put out. I was using that. I use a mixer to output the audio from iPad to laptop, then use HDMI cable to output the video to laptop, and sum them both on the laptop inside OBS Studio. Right. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. So we kind of like drifting off topic here a little bit. Um, So what's the benefit there? I mean, when I'm making videos, I can tell you one of the benefits for me have been this, that I've been able to get my music down very quickly on this and then keep on working on my iPad, for instance. And when I back in the days when I had a like a desktop laptop computer, combo, and the big tower and everything and the DSP cards and all the synths, I always sat there doing almost nothing. I had all my templates ready. I had my double multi-channel sound cards and interfaces and stuff, all the cables, the patch base, everything ready, and I couldn't make anything. I felt very uncreative. Very uncreative. I had everything. There were no problems to solve. I had solved every damn problem, and there was no drive for me anymore. So on iOS, I had to start over. There was every problem to solve, and there are still problems to solve, especially when doing video work. Imagine this. For years and years and years, I was using an iPhone 5 and then iPhone 6s. And both of these phones I bought the small ones, 16 gigabytes ones, because I didn't have more money. I couldn't afford the bigger space, all right? So I had to go for 16. And that's why if you look in the beginning, I only made shorter videos. It's not that I didn't want to make longer videos. I did. The ones I enjoy doing the most is the docutorials, the longer ones, the deeper one, the in-depth ones. But I was now limited by time. I cannot tell you how many days I spent hours and hours trying to record the same thing over and over again, even with scripts, and I just couldn't get it before the camera shut off and didn't save my video because of the limitation. And so I had to delete apps and reinstall apps all the time. I can't tell you how many times I've done that, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it with this thing. And it will keep on filling up. The more you browse, the more your cache will just fill up. The more emails you get, the more it will fill up. The more messages you send, pictures you send, videos you send, the more it's going to fill up. And those are the things that you never see, and you're wondering, where's my space going? I'm deleting apps here, but my space is just full still. So the limitation here has been that. And so one of the downsides of this, back in the day, not now since iOS 13, was that you couldn't just, you had to buy specific things to plug in here in order to move files over to an SD card or a hard drive or something. Not even a hard drive. If you wanted a hard drive, you had to buy one of these expensive Wi-Fi drives that turns out are extremely slow. This is one of the most expensive drives I've ever purchased. I regret this purchase so much, because you're paying 4 times for the amount of gigabytes than you're paying for a regular hard drive. And it's just horrible. Horribly slow. The only good thing with this is that if you have a camera like I have and you put your SD card in here and you just push a button, it will just transfer all of the files onto the drive like that. That is nice. That is very nice when you're mobile. We're losing altitude. Are you losing altitude? Are you talking about my camera or are you talking about something else? Altitude? Altitude? So, the biggest benefit and drawback of mobile, the biggest benefit of me going mobile has been firstly getting more creative, because I can solve problems, which makes it interesting. I think it's interesting solving problems. I think a lot of us are problem solvers. That's just who we are. By definition, being creative is solving problems. Even an empty canvas for a painter is a problem to solve, because once you're done solving that problem, you have a painting. I mean, that's just the way it is for me anyway. I don't know. Do you recognize yourself in that? Do you recognize yourself in that? Without challenges, what are we? Without challenges, I just think we die. That's it. And without anything driving us further, everything we have today, this technology came from the drive of someone wanting to solve a problem, or solving an issue, or finding something out, asking questions. That's what I love about where we are today, and I love that with science and technology in general. I just love the drive to move forward. But the drawback is definitely tangible, like properly tangible. I can definitely feel the drawbacks of this. And I'm feeling it strongly with this one, especially when I was doing my live performance thing that I put up that you seem to like with Drambo. Oh, I'm not kidding. I am not kidding you. I began with a setup with 8 tracks in Drambo, and then I also had AUM loaded in the background. Now, what I did with that was I had the Unisynth, which I'm using as a little stand for my camera right now. I had the Unisynth, and the Unisynth was synced to AUM through MIDI, a MIDI interface, and then I had Ableton Link linking up AUM and Drambo, so that I could send start stop messages, and I could have it all. I couldn't really get the start stop working, but I learned how to time the stuff, so everything was running in sync. And then I was processing the audio inside AUM with a compressor and a little bit of an EQ, and I also added this thing. I added this to the input of Unisynth, because it has that. It has an input, which is nice. You can use it as for daisy chaining stuff. But I had to remove AUM and that, and then an extra track, just to get the whole session, my Drambo Groovebox, to run smoothly. And the thing is that the reason to why that Drambo Groovebox is so heavy is because I've really filled up every module. Every instrument is filled up with stuff. I'm trying to do sidechain compression, and if you look at one of the send channels, it's not just a reverb plugin or a reverb module loaded. No, like when I built the reverb, I used 3 different filters. I use 2 reverb plugins. I use a gain control. I use a lot of stuff, and that's just for the send effect. So no wonder my projects are heavy. And the way I set up my sample players too, I'll show you all of it as soon as I get done with my video for that, going through Drambo, because it's so heavy. There are simpler and more straightforward ways of building groove boxes than what I've done in Drambo. You'll see exactly what I mean when I get that video out. But I have to build it like that because that's how I roll. That's how I want to do it. And so I had to limit myself to 7 tracks, even though I felt like I needed one more track. What are y'all saying? What do you use to sample outdoors? Do you use your phone or dedicated recorder? Okay, so I did have a dedicated recorder. I do have a dedicated recorder. I have the what's it called? It's a Zoom. It's a very old Zoom microphone. So it's a combined Zoom microphone and a video camera. So the video camera kind of gimmicky because it's supposed to record videos in 720p, but the videos end up looking very not good. They don't even look good enough for YouTube in 2010. So yeah, but the microphone is pretty good. So I use that sometimes, and I stopped doing it because of the drawbacks of the iOS system, because I had to then try to connect that to my iPhone or my iPad, and it wouldn't always work to transfer the files. Okay? So what did I have to do then? I had to go borrow my girlfriend's laptop. I had to borrow her lapbook. And so I had to transfer the files onto the lapbook, and then from the lapbook to my phone. or my iPad, and I hated doing that, so I stopped using it. I stopped using that very good microphone just because of that little drawback. We don't have that today in the same way. We can now connect SD card readers and stuff to this as long as it's USB Plus compliant. We can do that, which is good, but we couldn't do it then. So what I did was I tried purchasing mini microphones for my phone because sampling just with the microphone uh, doesn't work that well when you want to sample nature sounds and stuff. I just don't like how it ends up sounding, especially not where I live because there are bigger roads, in the far distance, but you can still hear the roads, the trucks and everything going by. You get this white, bright noise just going over all the time, and I can't remove that. Even when I go into the forest bits of this area, I still get that. And we have planes because we're living not close to an airport, but we have planes going over here a lot. I mean Stockholm, so we have Arlanda not too far away. So yeah, doing that, for me it doesn't work. For me it doesn't work outside, but I have recorded vocals and stuff with this, and I put one of these things on. I'll show you. I do that, yeah, and then I record vocals into that, which is pretty nice because you can get a very nice saturated distorted sound when you do that. Another benefit, you don't really need a microphone. You could just do it with this. There is this channel on YouTube called Grade A Under A, and he recorded all of his narration. It's a bit distorted, but it fits his channel and his characters and everything. If you've never seen Grade A Under A, his content is pretty bizarre, but I like it. I kind of like it. He records it on a Samsung phone. I just like that. If you want to make videos, if you want to make stuff, sometimes the quality of the audio doesn't have to be the top notch, and sometimes it can be shitty, and sometimes the quality of the microphones in these aren't too bad. But when you've used them for years and years and years, you'll have stuff collecting up into the holes here, and they start sounding bad. And this one doesn't sound that good anymore. So that's why I don't use it that often. So what I would actually like a new Zoom recorder with some, the one with the detachable microphones, so I can get a shotgun mic and stuff. But yeah, I can't justify purchases like that right now because it's not like I know that I have projects I would do if I had that right now, and I just can't get something that will just be in a box for weeks, months, maybe years before I start using it. So, yeah. I make all my videos using an Android phone and my Zoom H4n recorder for audio. Ooh, you got a Zoom H4n. Those are nice. Those are nice. I'm jealous of all you YouTubers with fancy cameras and lights. I have none of that stuff. Yeah, Davey, I didn't either from the beginning. I had nothing. Look at my first videos. All of my videos have a yellow light sheen to them. Sheen? Is that... it's got a yellow sheen to them. Yellow color to them. And everything red is more red than it ever would be. My hands look like orange and stuff because I was using regular desktop lights. And then I looked into cameras, how they work. I looked into what kind of lights you could get. Because I had to, since I was doing everything mobile, I had to also learn exactly how the iPhone work. And this is one of the drawbacks. One of the drawbacks with the iPhone camera is how the white balance works on these. It's I don't like it at all. It either makes stuff too blue or too yellow. And if you let it set it automatically, it will give you a nice color balance. But you could never get that color balance when you're trying to adjust it with an adjustable slider in camera apps. No, you get an instant yellow or instant blue sheen instantly when you start doing it and fiddling with that. I don't understand why I can't get the in-between value even when I try to set it exactly at an in-between value, because it's either gonna look yellow or look blue. So I had to find a way around that. So what I did was I learned that some of the materials I had at home was given of the right kind of color so that I could lock my white balance and exposure to that. And then I had to learn the distance from my light to that material so that I could lock my camera to that. And then I had my camera always pointing to that spot, moving like that, doing this, locking it, and then moving everything back, and then putting my phone on my DIY light box. And then everything looked pretty good, even if it had a bit of a green tone to it. And that's because the light bulbs I was using back then had a green sheen to them, green tone to them. And I learned to use a different type of spiral bulb later on that I bought from a company that sells lights for photographing. And it doesn't have to cost you much. It doesn't have to cost you much at all. What did I pay to increase my production value overnight? I paid $15, I think. And suddenly all of my videos look better. You just have to look. When you don't have the money, you just have to expand on your knowledge of it. That's all you have to do. And many times, the results you want are right there around the corner. It might just take maybe Googling for an hour or two. I know that can be very tedious and hard, especially when your brain has ADHD and you can't sit still and you get crazy from sitting and scrolling, and that happens to me. But I'll just grab my phone, I'll go out, go for a walk, and I'll start looking. And every bit of production value I've added, if you actually look at this studio, I'm just using old gear, and everything I purchased to increase the production value have been little things. I bought one big light bulb that gave off the right temperature for my white balance. One, because I couldn't afford two. So I bought one, and I paid $20 for that. And then months later, I bought another one. And what I did was I went into the storage we have and looked for light holders. I don't even have two light holders at the same length. And I don't care. I just need more light. I needed something to hold the light. So I got something. And I took off the you know, that thing they put over the lamp to contain the light and have it pointed down. I just removed that. There are no there's nothing. You can see that here. That behind me, that thing in the back, that's just the light bulb. It's just the light bulb in the open. You know? That's a $20 light bulb in the open, in a very short light holder. That's all it is. And then the desk lights, I bought some new ones from IKEA because they're cheaper, and I wanted some gray ones. Okay, so these are gray, but the first one I had was in silver, and I bought those I don't know, 15 years ago. I brought them with me, and I've been using them ever since. It's the same light holders that I was using in the beginning when I made my videos with yellow lights in them. All you need is to get some very cheap stuff that you can probably buy close to you or order online very cheaply, and it does not have to cost you your shirt, and you're gonna increase everything, you know. Same thing with lenses. I bought a $7 lens kit, and suddenly if you go back and look at, for instance, the video I made for the Audio Hub 2x4, all of those close-up shots, that video looks very green, and that's because of the green tint and me not being able to set the white balance properly. But I have more lights, so even though the Audio Hub is black, completely black, which is very hard to film unless you have loads of lights around you, it looks pretty good. I don't have too much graininess in the video, and the close-up shots were made with this thing, with a $7 lens. It doesn't have to cost you anything. You don't have to get the professional stuff. You don't. You really don't. And then you can be smart and wait for years and years to get some stuff that is more professional, that will cost you nothing when you purchase it. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see what you are saying. Next step is getting better lighting. Yep, you're definitely right. Definitely. I always maintain that with baseline of production value, the content is really what matters the most. So hopefully the content of my videos outweighs the crappiness of my production values. Like I said, if you want to see videos with low production values, you should. Like, people go, if you are creatives and you're feeling like maybe my game isn't at top because I can't afford the top stuff, just go and watch videos from people who make their videos with almost nothing. There's a YouTuber called iDubbbz. When he did his Let's Plays, for years and years and years, he had a paper toilet roll taped to the side of his or not a paper toilet roll, maybe it was a tin can. I think it was maybe an aluminum can or something, taped to the side of his monitor. And then he put his phone into it, so it was always shaking. And there are even videos where it's falling down, falling out of it, and he just picks it up and puts it back. That was his face cam for his gaming videos. That were the face cams. I've done the same things. I didn't have a green screen, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna do a black background. If you look at my older videos, my vlogging videos, you can see that I have a dark room, black background. I stopped doing that because it looked very depressing. But I'm doing that with a, one of those things that you put canvases on to paint. I took that because my girlfriend paints. And so I took that, I put a big empty canvas on it, and a big black sheet and just hanged it over, and that's my background. It was very not sturdy, not very good at all. If I moved backwards, it would fall over. But that's the thing. It was a problem to solve, and I solved it with almost nothing, with stuff I had at home. You can do that with almost anything. It's just stuff like storage, that gets expensive because you have to buy drives, you have to buy flash drives. And back in the day when we didn't have iOS 13 and could plug up just a hard drive into this thing, well, we had to buy specific dongles for the SD cards. We had to buy specific, very expensive Wi-Fi drives that are slow as hell, where you're paying 4 times for the storage space than you pay for a regular, like a regular hard drive. Those are the things that are hard to get around, but you can save money for that because you're doing everything else shittily. That's the beauty of it. I mean, there are so many. I'm watching so many YouTubers now. They're doing everything from building studios. They've got their game on. They've got their sponsors. I don't have any sponsors. I've got people sending me gear, and you don't know how much gear I send back because I don't feel like doing a review for it. I haven't gotten paid for any of my videos. Any paid videos I've done have been for videos that are on someone else's channel, not on my own. I'm very bad at making money like this. I make almost nothing from ads of YouTube. I just don't have the big budget, and I just have to work around that. Instead of complaining, I work around it. I have to. And that's probably what's driving it forward. If you look at my first videos and look at the videos I make now, the biggest change have been more lights, one different camera, because I already had a camera and got a nice lens for it at a steal bargain price at an auction site. You see what I mean? Just try to play it like that. You don't play the game by the rule of the game. Just break some rules. There are no rules. Just go find some other ways around it. What's your favorite mobile MIDI controller at present, Jacob? And if you could design the ultimate portable MIDI controller, what controls would you include in it? I already did design and make my own portable controller. I could show it. It's really heavy, and I have to leave this space here. Maybe I have some pictures of it because it's in the box here on the side. Yeah, I'll see if I have some pictures still. So my favorite controller so far. Oh man, come on, man, come on! Don't do that. Don't play me like that, dude. Come on, bro. This is my favorite controller so far. This is my ultimate favorite controller. Light, portable, can be driven by batteries. It has several scenes, so it's actually, even if you have eight knobs and eight pads, you have eight scenes. So that's 8 times 8. It's got a touch pad because I just love Korg products in general. Korg just makes me all goosebumpy inside my brain, if that's a thing. And it works over Bluetooth and over cable. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've never used a MIDI controller as much as I've used that one. Never. Never. I have many, and I use that one the most. If I could design my own, I did, and it looks like that. And I have it in a box here on the side, but it's so big and bulky, it's heavy, it's I can't remember how many controlling elements, but there's eight faders, eight faders, eight faders. Then there are 8 times 4 knobs, and then there are switches. Yeah, that's my favorite. And I even built it like a thing for this. I didn't build the frame myself. I had a carpenter make it, and then I had a guy, a Swedish guy. He helped me out with the panels here. I got a lot of help on the Swedish Electronic forum, and I love that forum. Haven't been there in a while, but wow, they helped me out so much. Love them for that. And I was able to build this, and so I built everything inside here, just all the electronics and stuffed full. It's great. It's just that I don't have any space for it, so I don't use it that much. And everything doesn't work on it either. I never installed modules to get the lights to work. I never installed modules to get the buttons to work. And that's the way it is. It's still a very cool controller, and I love it. And this is a picture taken in my old apartment. I think 20, could it be 20 years ago, 18 years ago, or something like that, when I lived back in my hometown. I built this. I was living in a one-room apartment with a very tiny cooking space and everything, and I was building this on my table, basically. It took me a year to build. I had to buy all the parts over a long period of time. It wasn't easy to source the knobs. It wasn't easy to source all the just the hats here going on to the faders costed me a fortune. All of these hats, 3 times 8, costed me about $70. Just those plasticky things, because they're expensive as hell. You can only get the price down if you buy 1,000, but I'm not a shop, so yeah. Knowledge is better than new gear. I'm almost not keeping up with you guys. Sasha, you remember this one? You do? Do you get any lag latency with the Bluetooth connection? With this one, no, unless I'm using multiple ones. You see, iOS has this limit. It will only let you have I think it is six Bluetooth devices connected at the same time. After that, you're gonna start getting problems or connection errors, or stop will pop out, or it just won't do it. It will tell you that the connection process took too long and it just won't connect to it. And then you have to forget a device and unconnect it and connect something else. I know because I have several things. I have everything from an oval. I have many Bluetooth connected controllers like the Roly blocks. I've got these. I even had the Roly Seaboard here for a while. I've got the Sensel Morph. And I connected as many as I could, and I actually started noticing a bit of lag, and especially if you're running like projects with a lot of stuff going on in them. Um, yeah, but if I'm only using one of them, no, I don't really notice the lag. It's not a noticeable lag like back in the days when you were running Windows 98, connecting MIDI to it, and you had like this bling. I've had that many times. Many, 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 many times. Whoa, even with good sound cards. And so you had to start using like ASIO drivers and stuff to get stuff working properly. Was that creator pad for the 8 times 2 easy to make for Drambo? The creator pad, the oh, and sorry, it's called Innovators Pad, and I'm saying it wrong in my video. I say Creator Pad, but it's Innovator Pad. This one was very easy to make. It was not hard at all. The hardest thing that what I did was I had to do it twice. Okay? Because I couldn't find an obvious way of actually saving my layout that I did in the app. I'm gonna talk to the Sensel people, as I call them, about this, because I think they could help. I mean, it's simple. You just right click and you can start exporting templates and importing and saving stuff that way. But that you had to right click it. I think that there should actually be a save function, like a big green save function right up there, because I'm so used to iOS and I'm used to a lot of apps doing autosaves, and I'm tuned to iOS because I've been using it for so many years. I didn't even think. I used to be a PC person. The most annoying thing of going from PC to this was that many apps were autosaving, so you didn't have proper saving features. Okay, so I had to get used to that, and now I am. And so when I'm going back to a MacBook where you can save stuff, I'm not thinking about it. So I closed down the app and I hadn't saved it. And then when I went back into the app and I wanted to see if I could, when I saw that I didn't have the template anywhere and it didn't save it, I thought that, okay, maybe I can fetch the settings from here. But there didn't seem to be any functions like that. So I had to rebuild it. But it was only, I mean, it's only 16 pads, right? So all it is I just drew up, I just calculated the space I had and then drew up 16 spaces and just went into their drop-down menus and told them that this is basically a button, and it works on this CC number, and that's it. It's a momentary, not a toggle, because all the tracks work like that. You don't have them. You don't need the buttons to be momentary. Sorry, to be toggle. Toggle means that when you press it, it's on, and then you press it again, it's off. Momentary is on, off. But in Drambo, when you just tap one of these, even if it's momentary, it would just switch over to that track instantly. So that's all it is. So what this is it's just a switch for all my tracks: drums, bass, the one channel I don't use, which is a Rumpler, a sample player, and then a pluck synth, and an organ synth, a pad synth, and a vocal sampler or Rumpler again. And then I have FX channel 1, 2, and master, and then I have pattern switches here, so I could switch between 5 patterns. That's how easy it is. All of it MIDI assignable inside Drambo. Just love that. It took almost no time. I didn't even spend like an hour on it. Might not have spent more than half an hour. I did spend more time on doing this paper though, because, you know, I wanted something nice to actually see. And wow, it works well. Now that I have a visual cue of the colors, you know, I was using colored pens to actually get the right colors from my tracks that I had in Drambo on here. So now I can see, just by glancing over it, I can see the correct color and switch it over like that. I think we've gotten off topic. We're gonna have to redo this again. By the way, have y'all hit the like yet? Do that. Hit the like if you like this so far. Just hit that like. I'm very, very bad at saying that, and I recently saw a video on YouTube with people talking about this, saying that you should tell your viewers to subscribe. You should tell your viewers to hit the like. And you know, I always hate it when YouTubers do that, especially in the beginning of the video. I always do it at the end because of it, but everyone is telling me, Jacob, you're stupid, you should do it. So I'm telling you right now, hit that like. If you like the stream so far, hit the like. And I'm gonna start, like, I already did it in my video with the Drambo box. I had a little animation of a subscribing thing coming down and a little hand like tapping on it. That took me 5 minutes to make in Luma Fusion. I thought that was fun. I'm gonna save that as a video, with a green screen so that I can just chroma key it and then I don't have to redo the animations. It's a good little tip if you're doing Luma Fusion stuff. Just anything you do often, animations, do them over a green screen and or I mean like put a green layer behind it, export it at a high quality, and then when you bring that video back with that little thing on it, you can just chroma key it out and you have a nice animation for whatever you need to do. Um, drum the thumb up, strike that like, everyone sub and alarm. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Have you subbed? Uh, Actually, here's the thing. This channel does not have that many subscribers yet, but we're going close to the 1,000 subs. And here's the thing. Right now, I'm relying on a MacBook that I'm borrowing from my partner, and I get to have this in this studio for most of the time. It's just sometimes she needs it, you know, when she can't use her work computer, but most of the time I have it. So it's good. I'm streaming with that in OBS. But I actually started streaming on my channel over mobile, right? Okay? The problem with mobile is that so far you can only stream in mono. But when we're doing talk videos like this, that's a nice way of doing it. And when we're doing talk videos, depending on what that might cost me in the end, I don't know. But it would be nice to move my stream somewhere else outside. And I can only do that on mobile. And you cannot stream through the YouTube app, at least. There are other apps that will allow you to do that if you subscribe to them, so you pay them a monthly fee. But if you want to stream with the YouTube app directly to YouTube, you have to have at least 1,000 subs. And so we're getting closer. And thank you so far for all the subs. You're amazing. And I looked at the statistics, and it tells me that on this channel, the live streaming channel, 65% of the people who are watching are actually subscribed. And so that's very unusual, okay, for any channel. If you have 65% of people watching, it's because it's a smaller channel and most of you came over from my main channel. That's why. That's going to change over time, I'm hoping. On my main channel, 30% of people who are watching my video are subscribed. And at high, like when there's a high pressure during Christmas and holidays, 20% of people watching the videos are subscribed. The rest, 80%, are finding my videos through Googling or searching YouTube and, you know, getting stuff recommended to them. Restream IO is free for YouTube? Really? Okay, I'll check that out. I'll check because I've been so annoyed not being able to do this over mobile, you know? Do you do all your animations in Luma? Yeah. Well, no. Okay, so the Jakob animations I do in this software over here is called Core Animator. It it leaves way too much to be desired, but that what the, where are all my projects? Okay, so the Files app has glitched out or something because it's supposed to be full with projects. I use Core Animator to actually make the green screen. I've made an animation of myself, a paper cutout, and then I animate that in there. I export it with the green background, screen color background, so I can then chroma key out the color in the back and use all those animations in my regular videos. But every other animations you see in there, if there's text coming in, if there are text boxes stop popping up, the subscribing thing, yeah, it's all made in Luma Fusion. And many times, like the intros is made in Luma Fusion. Many times I will just end up saving stuff with a green screen and just bringing it back and chroma keying out the back that I don't need. Even when I do like audio visual stuff, I'll use apps, and I'll, if I use a if I want to have an audio visual thing showing off like a spectrum analyzer thing, I might use Visible, right? Visible from Klevgren Klevger, gamla old Klevger or Klevgren Produktion. I'll use Visible and I'll export a video, but if I want the spectrum to be yellow, then I can't use a green screen because green and yellow are too close. So what I do is I'll put a red background or a blue background, and then I chroma key that out. If I want to have a green one, I'll use a red. If stuff like that. So I have many small video shots that I've made over the years because I want to streamline my production. I want to add production value, but I don't want it to take way more time from me. I always like LF, but it's boring for me. I understand. There are so many people out there who needs to be remembered. There seems to be loads of space on NTS1. I wonder if there will be updated rooms soon. NTS1. Huh? NTS. Are you talking about that Korg thing? NTS1? Or are you talking about something else? Are you referring to something else? I'm unsure. NTS1 and microfree. No, it's definitely the Korg thing. No alpha channel. Nah. I want to do stuff as simple as possible. Anyone can do it. I'm using the simplest tricks in every simplified book. I do it to save time. Mm, yeah, that's basically it. How long have we been streaming for? So we've been streaming for an hour. Okay, really? An hour? Okay, good. My throat is starting to get dry. We've gotten off topic, but not really. I mean, we're still talking creativity on the mobile platform. Could I do all of this on desktop? Yes, of course, and I did. And I get this question a lot, like, is there a benefit? Why should I do it on this thing? Money is one. So the iDevices, you can buy used ones for very little, and you can get apps very cheap. That's one thing. Another thing is portable. You can work with this everywhere. In the beginning of my channel, the first 1 or 2 years, when I had 3 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs, many times 2 jobs, I did all of my editing on the bus, on the subway, on a boat, in a car, in transit. I wouldn't have had time to do it otherwise. I just had to make sure that I could record all the material at the beginning of the day or the day before and then sit and editing everything. So when I came home, I had an almost finished video, and that's how I was able to publish so much content back then. But I've grown older. I'm not that old. I'm 41, but I've grown older, and having 2 to 3 jobs and YouTube on top of that, it definitely burnt me out. And so I don't have enough energy anymore. So I make sure that at least one day in a week I get to be free. And that's usually during the weekend, and it's the same for my partner. She has a journalist job. So she's a journalist, a science journalist. And she even runs a little magazine, and she's a boss now and things, so she has people to boss over, and she's a very good boss, and I tell her that all the time, even though she doesn't really see it, because she's one of those people who likes to beat on herself for not being better, and she's already better than I am. And 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 she worked like around the clock, and people don't realize how much time you have to put into making a magazine, because you have to put it out on the same day every damned. If it's a web thing, you have to do it every week. If it's a monthly magazine, you have to put all of it together. You have to get the interviews, call people, write the articles, correct stuff. You have to boss people. You have to delegate stuff. I mean, that's so much. So both of us, we had pretty much jobs where we were working around the clock, and we've done that for so many years now, and we're not doing it anymore. We make sure that we have one day that we are free. Otherwise, it's gonna kill us like too early. It's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. There's this speaking about that. There's this guy called Jim Sterling on YouTube. He's a game critic. He's one of the best out there, and he makes excellent content. And he's very critical when it comes to practices, how game companies run their companies, and how they're treating the people underneath them, the developers. Developers have a very soft. I have a very soft spot for developers in my heart. I do. So I've gotten to know so many developers over the years, and there's one in particular I've gotten to know extremely well because we've been working together, and I just know what it is like to work all day, all day, all day, all day, all day. Never ends, never ends. Every day of the week. I know. Uh, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. I can't. I can't. I just won't. Mm, don't spill that water. uh, the small NTS, build it on your own. Yeah, the NTS looks cool, and it would be something I would love to look at. But there is something else cool coming from a small indie developer to me soon. He said he was gonna send it. I don't know if I can tell you what it is yet, but he's gonna send me something. So it's Japanese made. It's very cool and it's tiny. And I'm looking forward to testing it out. And hopefully, I'm gonna make a video of it at least. I like tiny devices. I like tiny devices that make sounds. So the Volcas, the Unos, the pocket operators. This thing, the NTS one looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. It doesn't look too costly either. Um, if anyone wants to post a link to that, you can do that. You can do that. I'm missing so many questions here. I'm sorry. Some of these questions I'm not sure what you were asking like about because context. Uh, Time has passed and I can't remember anymore. Again, you're in Sweden, if you ever wanted the Ola clip for your iPhone 6s, go get it right now at the M Store site. It's called M Store. M Store. It costs nothing. 100 spänn. It's nothing in Swedish kronas. And to anyone else living outside the Sweden, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to find anyone that sells these original ones. I know because I checked. It's legit. I haven't found anyone that sells them at this price yet. I've found some cheaper ones on eBay, but you never know if they're copies or not. It's kind of hard. Oh, I did receive something else in the mail today that the Stencil people, as I call them, sent me because I got the innovators layout with the Stencil morph, and I did get the Bokla one, which is great, which is great, and then I did get the piano one and the drum one, but 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 they did forget to send me the music production one, this one, and so it came, and I picked it up today. So yes, finally. And you know what? I'm so I'm so doomed. Doom? That's Swedish. That's Swinglish, everyone. Dum in Swedish is dumb in English. Dumb, dum. You see how that can be a problem for someone like me? Huh? 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 So basically, I told the Stencil Morph guys that I didn't want the keyboard layout for for the texting because I type on this thing anyway. But I'm so dumb. Even if I didn't need it, some of you, some of the viewers watching my videos might, wonder what I think about it. What am I doing? Why did I tell them not to send that? Of course I should have. Now I'm gonna have to contact them and say, hey guys, that thing. Could you just, yeah, it's really annoying. It's really annoying. I used. Oh yeah, let's see here. You're still typing. In Germany, it's also dumb. Dumb. I bet that game is fun to market. Yesterday, I kind of crashed my NTS1 using Prolog, OSCs, and FX. I recommend Hammondeg's 49 channel. Whoops! This one, Jacob. This one, Jacob? The 8-bit thingy? Samuel, I think you're onto something here. I think you are onto something, man. You're definitely onto something. You're doing that sleek thing. You're guessing, but you're still guessing it kind of right. I'm trying it. I'm trying a new look. I look I look like a cute old lady. Like a cute old lady with a big mustache. Is this a look I should have? You know? I'm thinking maybe I should get something like this. What do you think? Is this a look for me? I kind of like it. I kind of like it. You know what I liked about having dreadlocks? You never go to the barber. In fact, I haven't been to a barber or someone cutting your hair, hairdresser, well, for 25 years. Yeah, 25 years. Never been. Never been. Never had to care. You just wash your hair, dry it, and that's it. I have half Swedish hair. It sounds weird, but it's mixed hair. So I have my father is also mixed. So he's mixed, half African, half Pakistani, and then we have my mom, who is Swedish, but she looks like she could be mixed also. And the hair I got is basically curly hairs, but it's big curls. And now it's all messed up because of my dreadlocks. But if I don't use if I only use shampoo, if I use no softening for my hair, like softener, then they turn into dreads instantly. So now if I want to keep this hair like this and don't have dreads, I have to get softener too, not just shampoo. It's really annoying because I know that I'm gonna need copious amounts of it, and every type of softener does not work. Okay, or conditioner is called, I think. It doesn't work. You can't get just any type. You have to buy specific ones. And usually there's this one sort I used to buy. I don't know if they still have it, but it's for they call it for afro hair, and that always worked like wonders for my hair. Like really, I had like these big big bally curls back when I was little. Maybe I can find an old picture of myself and show you. I don't have any pictures of myself as a baby. I don't. I'll have to ask my mom for that. I think it's heavy metal 100%. That's good. Stash lady, stash lady. Chips 2.0. Yesterday, yeah, I read that. I know we've gotten off topic. I'm sorry. Welcome to Jacob's Beauty Channel. That's right, Jamie. I've gotten off topic and I've kind of lost myself in all of these talks. We did, though, for an hour talk about mobile music production, video production. We talked a lot about video production, and there is a lot to talk about. The hardest thing uh, doing videos with these things, even when you got good apps like Procam or something similar, is just getting that white balance right. That white balance will change when you want to lock it. It will change depending on where you're pointing your camera. You might have the same brightness going on two spots, but just because of the material, the color is going to differ. It's so annoying. It's so damned annoying. So you have to have something where you always point your camera when you want to lock the exposure and white balance. Hey, we got Jade Star in the channel. So everyone, if you do not know, Jade Star is one of those people who just streams every day. I think you stream every day, Jade, don't you? And I was actually featured on her channel, which is awesome. We had a great chat. Jade is just a lovely person to talk to, and I do think that you should go and check her channel out because it's great. It's great, and you've got a lot of good guests coming on to there too. And I'd be very happy to do another chat with you if you want to in the future. Um, we've recently just done one, so I get why you maybe want to do it. Maybe you don't want to do it right now, but yeah, that's a nice one. And I'll tell you something, Jade. Here's the thing, okay? So because of the time differences, because Jade is in down under, she's an Aussie, okay? So she's in Australia. So g'day, and I'm in Sweden, so because of the time difference, when Jade thinks it's maybe Thursday morning for her to do an interview, I'm thinking Thursday, but it's actually not. Okay, it's actually Wednesday for me. So when Jade called me for that interview, I never told her this, but when you called me for that interview, I wasn't ready. Okay, I was sitting down chilling with my girl and basically eating, watching a movie, and I was thinking like, yeah, it's gonna be sweet for the interview tomorrow. And then I saw, like, oh, someone's calling, and I just realized that, oh Lord, I have to get ready. I have to get ready now. So I just threw the food in, and then my girlfriend had to go to bed and stuff, and we did that thing. And I hope that no one saw or felt that coming off from me, that I was so like, I feel like I was jumped because I had calculated it wrong because of the time difference. It's, yeah, I'm gonna think about that the next time. Go check out Jade Star. Yeah, you literally live in the future. Reflectors do wonders for skin tones, Samuel says. Yes, they do, and I have none. And it's so easy to make these reflectors yourself. The best way you can do it is just get a springy steel thing. You can buy them off hardware stores for almost nothing, and then you get them. You just bolt them together. You drill a little hole. You put a little nut in it or something, because when you twist them, you can get them to fold in on themselves. And then you just buy some. You buy fabric. There is fabric you can buy that actually does the same thing as these reflectors do, and then you can make as many as you want. And if you buy a reflector, it's going to cost you a bit more, but if you make them yourself, it's going to cost you nothing. So definitely make reflectors. You make one in gold, you have a very nice sheen on your face, very nice one. And if you get in white, you're going to get more light into it. And sometimes I've used I have canvases because, as I said, my partner paints, so I use canvases sometimes just to bounce some white light back. But you wouldn't be able to see that because in my videos, I have a very grainy video because, yeah, I'm still not getting enough light in my room. It's very, very hard to get in here. I have a bed in the corner, no lights, so no reflector in the world is gonna do anything in there. I gotta get more lights. Assist, more lights, basically. Oh, you got a new sub there. Nice. Yeah, everyone just go sub over to Jade daily uploads. I don't know how you do it, Jade. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm gonna need more of that skin cream. You're still here, Dean? Electronic Sound, you're still here. Damn. You're so productive, Dean. Oh Lord. You're so productive. You make me so jealous many times. Whenever I watch one of your one of your live performances, I almost get angry at myself for thinking the way I do because I'm so jealous. I'm like, why couldn't I have done that? Every time. Just Dean is just such a great music producer. It's just mm. Am I running out of I'm running out of water, everyone. It's a catastrophe. It's a catastrophe. I think I need to get a bigger bottle in here. But then again, there's the other problem of water going through your system if you drink too much, and then you have to run to the John to the. How do you even say that in English? John? Have a wee? Um, a Jimmy Riddle? Maybe anyone? Jimmy Riddle? Yeah. I just released a new EP yesterday, also Jacob. It's a metal, but I had a great time documenting making it for my channel over 4 weeks. Woo! So you spent a month doing a oh, that reminds me. I've been not procrastinating, but haven't been able to work on my music. But it's always a nice feeling whenever you get to that point. You've done all that work, right? Everything sounds nice. You've gotten that overall sound. You've gotten it to a point where you feel like I'm gonna put it out now. So you do a little bit of planning and you put it out. It feels amazing, and I haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna go check that album out. Visit the CR. I don't have other hobbies. I'm jealous of Doug's massive content. Doug is just super quick with his content. Turns on the camera, records it, turns it off. Quick process, upload, done. Very quick. He loves doing it that way too. I mean, that's how he's able to keep it like that. I couldn't do that because every video takes a huge amount of time, and a lot of people will just. There has been times on my channel where suddenly I realized it's gone 3 weeks. I haven't posted anything, and people will be like, "Oh, it's so nice you're back." When I finally post, and I'm like, I'm not gone. I haven't been gone. I've been sitting here working on this video every day, like constantly grinding it for 12 hours straight every day for 3 weeks, and now it's out. It's different depending on your channel and the type of content you make. You have great content, Dean. Don't, yeah, just stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop being jealous, he says, while being jealous. That's just the way it is, I guess. Non-stop work, always grinding. The grind. Right. Yeah, I'm off topic, and it doesn't really matter right now. I feel like 1 hour, 20 minutes. Yeah. We've kind of basically gone over a lot of the benefits of it. I think I'm gonna make a list of the biggest benefits. Like every video we do here, I always collect notes, I collect comments in a little folder on my iPad with good pieces of information from comments and from chat and stuff that we talk about and notes. And at some point, when that collection for a certain topic has gotten big enough, I can then make a video. So it's this channel is also feeding into the research and everything that I do just to get stuff done because I like having a lot of meat on my bones when I go in doing a project like that. I like being able to properly find stuff out, and even though I still make mistakes, at least if I own up to them, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, even though some people have told me on my channel before that it's not okay to make mistakes, Jacob. Don't do mistakes, Jacob. It's not good. You're a very bad person for making mistakes. You are not human. You are a YouTuber. I, I don't even know what that accent was. I've been watching some Swedish gamers recently. I think that's what it was. Oh, my baby's coming with tea and water. Oh, you're gonna make me wee wee. Thank you so much, baby. Look at that. That's amazing. Hey, are you gonna be cooking later? You're a little late. Yeah. Did you fall asleep a little bit? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for the pee. The tea. Thank you for the tea. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the stuff right there. That's very nice of her. She's been listening in on the stream, I think. Better be careful with what I say. Mistakes make you better. Yeah, if you learn from them, if you learn from them, I mean, there are plenty of examples on YouTube of people making mistakes, never learning from them, and then just keep making the same mistakes. But as long as you learn from them, then mistakes are good. And when you acknowledge them, it's a very, it's a good feeling because it's a very, what the, what is that? What the? What? That's weird. I think I have. I think I have a little bug or something nesting. Sorry, I'm gonna have to look into that later because there's something weird going on here, and I think it's might be droppings from a little bug or something. We have small animals around us all the time, and I'm always happy when I see. Some people might not like arachnids, spiders. I do. I like them, especially when I see them because I know they're keeping my room free from some flies and stuff. But right now I don't want it because I've just gotten myself one of those meat-eating plants, and so I don't want I don't want the arachnids to eat all of the flies because my plant needs some too. No, not rats. No, those. Um, is that hair? Rats are way bigger and they make bigger poops. Way bigger poops than this. Oh yeah. Bugs make life interesting. Yeah, you tell that to any developer and they'll probably jump you. Oh yeah. Oh, that feels so good. Whoa. So I have a little problem, everyone. Well, it's a big problem. I I ended up recording. Maybe I talked about this in the beginning. I'll just mention it again. I ended up recording all the narration I needed for me going through the Drambo hackbox. And the problem is that after all of that, it turns out that the video will be 2 hours and 50 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes long. Now hold your horses, hold your pigs, hold your dogs, hold your cats, hold your monkeys, hold everything, and calm down. Don't pee yourself. I'm not gonna make a video 2.5 hours long. I'm just not doing it. And I don't want to make part videos, part one, part two, part three. They always do bad on my channel. I have to redo it. So I'm deleting it and I'm re-recording tomorrow. And we'll see how it goes. Because I have to find a way of getting into the Groovebox. I can't put loads of tutorials in there. I can't. I want to go over the Groovebox, but I can't go too much in depth. And it's not like I went way too deep on all the thoughts. It's that I have 8 instruments to talk about and their build up. And I also have to explain why the Groovebox is so heavy because some people saw my video and saw what I wrote about me not being able to run more than 7 tracks. And yesterday I got a comment from someone saying maybe I should return the app, like maybe I should refund it because I can't run it because I have an older iPad. And I'm like, no, no, why would you do that? Drambo is awesome. Don't refund it for that. There's too little information you can put into a live performance without it being just not fun to watch because there's just too much to read all the time. So I built the box heavy, and if I built it lighter, I could probably use 16 channels on this thing. But going through that, just that thing alone took 6 minutes out of the whole time, just to explain that little bit. And then going through each of the tracks, it's just, it's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. There's the intro, the outro, there's the in between. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how I'm supposed to do it. So I might have to, some of the things I could probably put into one section, talking about the romplers in one. That's good. I can cut down more than half an hour for that. But the synths, I don't know. I was hoping of getting the video ready for Friday, but I can't. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna have to wait until next week. Not wait. I'm gonna work on it until then, but yeah, it's not gonna come out until next week. Part videos are okay if they're not days apart from one another. Yeah, Sasha, I know you say that, but it's the complete reverse for my channel. If I put out part videos right after one another, close to one another, no one watches them. Views drop like that. I've tried parts where I put out parts weeks after, like 2 weeks. It's gotten better, but views go down. because a small select group of people want to watch them. I'd rather make a longer videos that is sectioned up with a menu inside them and also timestamps, because YouTube has implemented a nice way of actually seeing timestamps. So whenever you put timestamps in the right format in the description, it will show up as gray lines above the play thing, above the play timeline, which is nice. And it will also give you the names of the section when you write them after the timestamp. So I'd rather do that. I'd rather put up a 40-minute video where people can come back and watch only the sections they want to watch, than to try to do part videos. Yeah, I know myself too. I'll get bored doing part videos. I've done it before many times, with everything from tutorials to, yeah, and it works really bad for me. All of those videos never give you, almost never ever, part 2, 3, 4, 5, they never, almost never ever give me any new subs either, which is not good, because you want your content to be able to pull in people too. So part 1 might put something in, but part 2 doesn't. And so if I could make that whole tutorial in a more condensed, shorter format, and maybe the video a little bit longer, then I've done that instead. And that has worked extremely well for the channel. When I started doing that, I stopped seeing the drops. So I know you like part videos, Sasha. Maybe I'll make a part video for you someday just because you like them. But yeah, I'll try. We'll see. We'll see how I do this. We'll see. If you do part videos, if you are a YouTuber and you want to do part videos, make sure you put the most interesting stuff that people want to know in the first one. Okay? That's one way of doing it. What if you drop them all at the same time? Yeah, that's very bad for the channel, because YouTube will only promote the latest video. And so what happens is the other ones doesn't get promoted at all, and even people that are subscribing to you, they might drop into the feed, but for some people they haven't. And I've tried it myself. It doesn't seem to work. They at least do not get promoted out to the rest of YouTube. So that's why you can see people drop a load of videos in parts at once, and then you'll see for some reason part 2 or part 3 or the latest part have loads of views, but the other ones have low views. That's because of it. So it's just better to prepare people for it, or just talk about it in other videos, upcoming videos. Try to drive up a bit of pressure for it. Anticipation for it. That's what I'm looking for. Just try to drive up a little bit of anticipation. YouTube algorithm doesn't seem to like it when you just blah at the same time. You have to do it at least a few hours apart, and then they actually do promote stuff. I've seen that happen, at least. I don't know. I mean, there's so many content creators out there analyzing this thing, but all I have to go by are my own stats. And I've been watching them closely all these years, and I see what works and what doesn't work. And whenever I do a video that I like, it never does well on my channel. A video that I think is really, 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 really good never does well on my channel unless it's a docutorial. The docutorial ones have done great. It seems to be that people like the idea of them, at least, which I wasn't too sure. I mean, mixing a tutorial walkthrough with interviews, making it documentary-like. I mean, it's a pretty weird concept, actually, but it seems to work. So yeah, those are some of my most viewed videos. And then of course the most viewed videos are the ones that solves problems for most people. But I kind of stopped making those types of videos because it was pulling a type of audience that wasn't really interested in the rest of my content. So even though they're puller content, they weren't puller content for the type of people that want to keep on watching my channel. So that's why I'm not doing them. I have one that has over 100,000 views or something like that. It's about a cable, and I was supposed to make a part 2, but after reading through the comments on that one and seeing the kind of people that want to watch those types of videos, I never made the video because of that. Just because I didn't want to attract that. I want to attract viewers who are interested in mobile music making in general, and that's why I do it. Yeah, it's not just about getting the most numbers. I want to get numbers that are accurate and numbers that will stick. People that actually like and will support me people that I love creating for, like yourself, like people watching the stream. I love creating for you because we have a very similar interest, right? We have the same interest. So yeah, uh, that's it. I'm always trying to tailor stuff like that. That's why I would never make a video that could be like viral type, like one person flipping three samples or whatever like that. I don't want to pull a certain type of crew. I want to pull people that are really really interested in my type of content, because if I start making puller content that is of the that type, where you actually get promoted from big blogs that aren't necessarily mobile music blogs, then you're getting people who are subscribing to you and they're waiting for that type of content. And if you're not keeping on doing that, which maybe you don't want to, then I don't see any use for me in doing that. It only hurts my own statistics because the numbers will be inflated, but after time you're getting no views. And the algorithm on YouTube might read that as your channel being unpopular. So that's not good. It's no good. Don't do that to yourself. It could hurt your channel. Just do what you want and you're going to get the viewers that want to watch you, basically. I tried some new things with the tier list videos, and I loved doing the knob one. And yeah, it didn't get that many views actually, and a lot of people seem to like it, but some people didn't. I'm not gonna do videos like that one, but I will be doing tier lists with, months apart of something else, something that does make sense for people, because some people just don't care about the knobs. And since, even though many of you do, I wanted to do more stuff. I wanted to talk good app design versus bad app design, and I wanted to try it out like easily with the knob one to see if there's any interest in design choices. But maybe that was the wrong idea, because I think that when it comes to interactive designs with user interfaces, people are interested if I would have done it another way. So tier list video was the wrong way to go, even though a lot of people did like that one, and I had a lot of fun making that one. One of the most fun videos I've ever made, apart from the docutorials where I actually get to talk to people. We got Tony in the chat. Hello, Tony. Hello and welcome. Clickbait? No, no, no. Here's the thing. There's clickbait and there is clickbait. Okay, so I'll show you something. Let's see here. I just don't want to show you the wrong things. The secret things. The secret things. Okay, 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 okay. Let's see here. Do I have one that is kind of good? I don't? Then yeah, alright. So like when we're sitting and making thumbnails. Thumbnails for thumbnails for me are a very fun thing I like doing, and I spend copious amounts of time on actually making my thumbnails. And believe it or not, I'm not using a photo editor. I do my thumbnails in Luma Fusion. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. I don't care. I do what I want. So I've made all my thumbnails in Luma Fusions. And I do it as that because I'm also prepared having them move around. Some of the thumbnails in the past, I did do that. I did have stuff move around and I made videos out of them, so you would have movement in it. So if you're making it in a video app, if you're making the video there or a thumbnail there, you already have everything ready for doing a movement in it too. So it's a plus, even though it takes longer to do thumbnails there because it's not really cut out to work with pictures. So I mean, clickbait. Like, you want people to click on your video, and you can do that in two ways: with pictures, thumbnails, and you can do it with titles. And you want the whatever's inside the thumbnail to be different from the title. You don't want to write the same things. I've done that before, but you don't want to write the same things. And you want it to be clear too, because bad clickbait is basically the worst type of clickbait is if Let's say that this would have been my thumbnail, and then when you click on my video, it's basically me cooking in the kitchen, and I never mentioned this. That is bad clickbait. Another form of clickbait is, let's say I did this thing. I want it to be clicks, so I do a little thing here, and I say, "Oh, long tails when they sound good." It's an interesting thing. It didn't work too well because this was published under summer, and in summer views are always low, always low. So I try to make it interesting with making my stuff looking very particular with borders, and I'll color the borders, and I'll make some nice, like I want the colors in the background to shift, and I want them to pop out, and I want it to highlight whatever in the middle. And so it's a way of making stuff want to click on things. Usually, when you do videos on effect plugins, you'll get lesser views than you do it if you do it on drum machines or synthesizers in particular. If you do synthesizers or groove boxes, you get more views. That's just the way it is. Or DAWs. Um, Effect plugins, you're gonna get less views. And if it's something obscure like Haas effects, you get almost no views. Even if it's not summer, you'll get way less views. Um, Now, if I wanted to do this even more clickbaity, which I also think is not that good of a clickbait, is if I took, for instance, Bowbeat's face and put it here, even though Bowbeats is not in my video. That's a lying thumbnail. I hate that, and whenever I watch a video like that, I end up not watching that content creator anymore. I don't like that. So don't do that if you don't want to be shady like that. Good clickbait could have been like, if I wanted to put Bo's face in here, what I would do is I would call Bo, just call him, and then say, "Have you tried this out? What do you think about this?" And then he talks about that. Now it makes sense that I have Bo's face in there. It's still clickbait. It's a little bit shady because he's not really in the video, but you're not completely lying. And so people will, they will, they won't. Most people won't hate you for that. Real bad clickbait would be, for instance, if you're starting out a new channel and you want to get clicks, the worst thing you could do for your channel and your statistics is if you put a clickbait title about something, and then you take the faces of all the popular channels doing that type of thing inside your thumbnail. And this is what every vlogger does, and I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. And they put all their faces in just to get clicks because, oh, suddenly you can see Jake Paul, oh, you can see Rice Gum, oh, you can see iDubbbz, you can see these people, you see all of the popular ones, oh, you got Casey Neistat in there, and none of them are ever talking in that video. I don't like that. I don't like that. It makes me not want to watch those videos because I'm uncertain now about what else you're lying about in your video. Even though you might not be lying, it might be a very good video where you're talking about good things. There are some people who can do this clickbait in a good way, like Boy in a Band, for instance. Boy in a Band makes good clickbait, and it's not really the worst kind because you get what you see in the thumbnail. That's the thing. Just don't lie to your viewers. Don't. Especially when we're all grown-ups, you know, we're most of us are middle-aged. We don't like that sort of thing. It's just, no, we don't like that. So don't do it. Why are we talking about this again? Why am I talking about this? Why? Why am... What are we saying? How about a thumbnail with Bo, but the title say Bo is not in this video? Okay, so here's the thing. Now, when I see that, every brain in the world works different. When I see that, I'm thinking it's still going to have something to do with Bo because I'm stupid like that, and I'm going to get annoyed. But then again, on a good day, I might think like, oh yeah, then I don't want to watch it because the rest of the video is probably going to be silly. So, I don't know. It depends on what type of channel you have. There are channels out there where clickbait can work in their favor. Channels who are already crazy. If you look at my videos, some of the times I have this kind of I don't give a fuck kind of attitude. Sometimes I'll drop things on the floor, things will fall over, and I just keep on talking and stuff like that. I am like that as a person. Sometimes I just don't give an F, okay? And that's not most of my content on my main channel. I do jokes and I try to do funny things, even though I'm not a comedian. I'm not. Far away from an expert on that. But I try to get some fun stuff in there to lighten up the mood because I'm usually pushing you with heavy knowledge and data and stuff, and I have to have it fun in some way. But it wouldn't work for my channel that well to do clicky kind of videos, especially not now when my core audience, I know my core audience a little bit more, and my core audience knows me. And if I start doing stuff like that, they might take, they might not take a liking to that at all. But if you are a channel that have this complete, total, I don't give a fuck kind of attitude, someone like, for instance, iDubbbz, or for instance, Simon the Magpie, his channel, he always makes these crazy videos. He has a lot of fun with instruments he can find in a dumpster and stuff. For his channel, it makes sense. You can do a lot of clickbait that way, and your audience aren't gonna be angry with you because he's like that, you know. And when he's doing it, I'm actually not that annoyed. It fits his character. If it doesn't fit your character, if it doesn't fit who you are portraying yourself as in the video, which you should always be portraying yourself and not someone else, then if it doesn't fit, if the glove doesn't fit, get another glove. Some colors don't work. Some shirts don't work on me. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit my channel to have click like negative clickbait. It doesn't. I have to show people exactly what I'm gonna give them. And if you look at my older videos, you can see that the thumbnails I made were basically snapshots out of the video, and then I put text on that. I want the viewer to know that I'm not lying to them, that I'm doing my best to present correct information. And whenever I do it wrong, I tell you I do it wrong. That's it. So when I give off, if to draw it down to a little dot, to a little dot there, I try to portray myself as who I am. I am a person with a I don't really give a fuck kind of attitude, but I do give a lot of fucks about information and knowledge and trying to find the right answers. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting for 8 hours straight testing out USB hubs or lightning adapters, right? And noting down the voltages and everything. I wouldn't be doing that. So I'm giving off an image of myself as I am, and that image just doesn't do well with just straight out clickbait. It doesn't. I can be more creative in a pleasant environment to start creating things and do the work. Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things too. I gotta admit, I am a little bit too I'm too little I'm I'm not that mobile right now. I haven't been for a year. It's not that often that I actually get up out of this chair and go out and do my work somewhere else. I don't, uh, because I don't have that job where I traveled across all the way to the other side of Stockholm and out into the islands in the archipelagos anymore. All right? Like back in the day when I started, I had to travel sometimes for 4 hours straight. So I went on the subway and then switched to a bus and then switched to another bus, switched to a car, switched to a boat, and then I was in the archipelago and I was doing work, and then I had to go the same way back. And so 8 hours in transit, did all of my work there, right? And now it's kind of a project to go outside because I don't have that job. So I have to actually plan stuff and do stuff. And so I've gotten lazy, everyone. I've gotten lazy. Okay? Let's just be honest here. I've gotten lazy. So 3 weeks ago, someone said to me, Jacob, you're doing mobile stuff. Why can't you be out more? And so what I did was I took the OPC, I went out and I did a little music video. And I'm gonna do way more stuff like that. Not music videos, but tutorials out in the wild if I can. So yeah, because I mean, what's the point of being mobile if you ain't mobile? You can sit anywhere. You can change your environment. I mean, sometimes being at home can be stressful just because you have other stuff to do, chores. Working from home can be hard for some people. I'm used to it, but still, it's nice with a change of environment. Even though right now, kind of not the right time to go out and meet people and stuff, and sit in public because of everything going on in the world, right? But yeah, it's nice to change the scenery. Go out, sit on a rock, in the forest, just chilling, doing some beats on the iPad. You bring up Beatmaker 3, you got your favorite controller, and you're just sitting there pounding out some beats. That is sweet. It's nice, and it gives you completely different feeling and different inspirations and everything. That's one of the good things with mobile. I Kalu, Kalu, come on. You wish you had a 30K Euro rack, really? What would you put in it? How many modules can you get for that? I mean, that's a shit ton of modules, man. I'd love to get out where we are still in severe lockdown in Melbourne. Oh God, yeah, that can't be fun. Yeah, we're not in lockdown over here in Sweden. Luckily, we've the worst brunt of it. It's not that bad. And whatever articles you saw, a lot of so-called, you know, I have a sweet spot in my heart for good journalists. Journalists like my partner. She's a science journalist. She's educated. She checks her info. She's teaching me about how to do YouTube better, how to do tutorials better, how to source check. She's teaching me because she knows that. And then there are journalists who call themselves journalists and they don't do any source checking. They just copy stuff off the web. And so a little while ago there was this talk about how bad it was in Sweden with C-19 and the elder care and stuff. And there were so many facts that they just got, like all of it just got so wrong. I got really pissed at that. And everybody's just regurgitating that thing without checking it. I hate that. Pisses me off beyond belief. That's another thing I started talking about, and I don't even know why I started talking about it. So, listen, everyone, it's been nice chatting with you, and I love doing these, but I'm gonna have to log off in a few minutes, and that's just the way it is. Thank you for joining me in this. What do you call these in English? That you put on your hat? It's not a hat, right? It's not a hat. What do you call them? It's just like this head condom thing. Okay, head condom thing? What the hell, man? What do you call them? Help me, because otherwise I'm gonna call them head condoms. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna get thrown out of YouTube. I'm gonna get have my videos age restricted. You gotta help me. Help me. You call it a cap? Have a nice evening, Tony, and thank you for sticking with us for so long, and thank you for sticking for the head condom thing. Beanie, is it a beanie? Hair reveal. Yeah, this has been a hair reveal stream, and I'm now wearing my beanie over the headphones. Like I'm living wild. Yeah, that's me. I'm living wild. I take every chance I get. I will cross the road and only look one way. I will wear a beanie over my headphones on a stream. I mean, living the life. Woo! All right, I gotta go. Knit cap, knit cap. They tell me it's knit cap. Is it closed at one end? Yeah, it's closed at one end. It's definitely closed. I look like a gnome. I look like a gnome. I'm a gnome, everybody. Thanks for the stream. See you all soon. In French, it's a tuk. Is that it? Tuque? Tuque? Tuque. I'm Swedish. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm gonna try to learn though. This has been Jakob Live, the gnome, doing iOS music production, and it's been a lovely Wednesday evening. Stay tuned for my next video in where I go over my Drambo box. Hopefully, a lot of people want to watch that. We'll see. And yeah, as usual, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves and stay away from strangers. Stay away from strangers. Remember to wear your condom hats, your knit caps and beanies over your headphones. And I'll see you next Wednesday, 2000 UTC, whatever it is, in wherever you are, and that's about it. This has been Jakob logging off, and now you can watch me try to turn off the stream. First, I'm just gonna pack this up. So this is where I just keep on talking, even though I've already said goodbye to everyone, and we'll see how many is still here once I actually close it down. Good. This evening, I'm gonna sit down and I am going to work on some presets for something. Here I go again. Yep, teasing. I am teasing stuff. I'm gonna bring my pad out into the couch out there, and I'm gonna keep working on that. And then I'm also gonna be writing some scripts, parts for my Drambo video, because I need to do that stuff too. Can I shut that off? Maybe I'll do that. I think, is that, why is that making a sound? I don't even know why that's making a sound. Stranger danger, stranger danger, stranger danger. So don't be a stranger now, everybody. You know, back in the day when I did my live streams, it used to take me ages to set these up and to pick everything down, and today I don't. But I still haven't bought that thing yet. This thing. I haven't bought that thing so I can put the webcam on here, because once I do that, I just have to move this up and I'm done. Because right now I'm using my phone stand, which is it feels kind of horrible. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but right here there's a phone stand, a microphone stand, and I've basically put the webcam on there. That's basically it. Yeah. I'll turn this off, of course. Yeah. You have fun now doing whatever you're supposed to do once you log off this stream. I am gonna make some stuff, some presets for something. It's a nice iPad thingy. Yeah, it's actually Crema. It's called Crema Cafe. They make wooden stands. They're not cheap, but they're made in recyclable materials and stuff like that. They think about those kind of things. So if you're interested, Jade, if you contact them, I don't know if your numbers are high enough right now, but if you contact them, Jade, then probably you could get them to send you some, and if you feature them in your videos. Yeah, because I didn't pay for these. I got them from them, actually. I got several sets, and they even printed hack on mine. And yeah, so just check with them. They're very easy to talk to. Yeah, check with them if you want. It's one way of doing it. We can't just buy stuff, and I know that in Aussie land down under right now, you've got some really high taxes for stuff. So yeah, it might be a good thing trying to get some deals done with some companies. At least start out like that, and then when you grow and get bigger, you have to make sure that you're getting paid for it. Don't do it like Jacob. Don't do it in a shitty way. You have to be better with your business, otherwise you're not going to be able to fund yourself if you want to keep on doing this for a longer time and grow bigger and stuff. Or you could do as Jacob and just be shitty at it, and then you have to buy everything at a discount somewhere, and you have to go and hunt for it on eBay, and like I do. I mean, that's worked so far. It's just that it would be nice to somehow convert the time I put into this, the copious amount of time I put into this, into maybe something where I can actually save something for a pension or something like that. That would be nice. We'll see how it goes. There are many ways to Rome, and only three of them lead to. How's that saying again? I don't know. I can't really remember. Oh, there we go. That goes in there. And that's pretty much all I need to do. Oh, I need this one. That's it. Time to get the mini brutes out. Yeah, I don't have any mini brutes. I've never even played a mini brute in my life ever. So I don't know. I don't know anything about them. You know, maybe it's time I try my hands out on a mini brute. Then again, there's so much I have to go through in my micro freak. So I'm gonna say bye bye and have a great day, evening, morning. Um, Konnichiwa and bye bye everyone. Bye bye. There we go.